Hey guys, welcome back for another episode. I goofed. There's some things I gotta show you. So before the last time, I thought I was recording this whole last week, right? I was doing projects. I kept hitting the wrong key. So my hotkey to record was changed on me because I had to re-download OBS and I forgot to change the hotkey. So I kept hitting my hotkey that I normally did. And so I was just talking to myself. It was hilarious. It was great. Anywho. Yeah, there's also an explanation. So the skin I'm wearing, I said I was going to wear the pumpkin skin, but my friend has left for 2 years, and I'm not going to see him. And so I decided to put his skin on in memory. So it was a lot heartfelt before, but I forgot to record it. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed at least the resource collection destruction that we did, because that was before I had to reinstall. So yeah, anyways, let me show you what I've got done so far. So we cleared out this village up here, made it nice and flat. We got some more animals, planted some jungle trees because we need brown dye because of our project for building hidden these guys. Woo! Yeah, so I showed me building there's 4 of them right now. And I didn't record. I really hit the wrong hotkey. It's so embarrassing. I don't deserve to be a YouTuber. Just saying. But there's vintage beef statue that we're going to be working on. But today, I also got all these good tools because we went to the Neva. I had the Nether set up in the last episode, 99.9% sure. But we just went collecting some, quartz. Got some levels, made some tools. Yeah, as you can see, there's no more quartz. But there's quartz up there, but we left that. So, yeah, it was fun. We literally, I missed some. But anywho, I just went through here, cleared out a bunch of quartz. This whole area was nice and shiny. Now it's not. So that's how I got all these good tools. I got looting. I got a silk touch. I got a fortune 2. Another efficiency 5 because I enchanted a couple shovels. And efficiency 5 silk touch axe. So, we have this villager here. And I keep meaning to save him, but I'm like, he's obviously doing well enough. So I just leave him. But so today's episode, we have something important to do. We are going to build a creeper XP farm today because I was gathering materials. I literally built the staircase. What am I doing? I'm a goof. As you can tell, I only play once a week or so. So I kind of get confused where I'm at. So we've been collecting all these seeds. We're getting some cocoa beans. They're in my other chests. And I built this beautiful farm. Just a nice circular farm. It looks so good with everything filled in. There's some lanterns, but whatever. Anyways, so I was gathering sand and gravel like a madman. Cat on the desk. Cat on the desk. Sorry about that. But I've been collecting gravel and sand. It was insane, right? There's a desert over here, which is cool. But I had to keep carrying it back and forth. So we're going to get this XP farm started today because we need to get XP so we can enchant some armor, so we can go defeat the Ender Dragon, so we can get shulker boxes, so we can actually complete this project. Because we need to complete at least one statue before I build a base. That's my personal rule. Because I also have a really cool base idea that I want to put alongside over there in that cave. Yeah. So today, I'm going to gather up the materials. We're going to be building an XP farm by Waddles, Creeper XP farm. And I will put the link in the description for the video that I use. And so I'm going to get the materials necessary for that. And then I'll come back to you guys when we're ready to go. So let me get those and I'll be right back. Oh, here's Ghost Voice Grizz coming at ya. So, here we go. To get started up on this here creeper farm, I have gathered some supplies over here. Oh, we obviously have to check out this old little boat that we said we're going to live on, but we never do, because haha, lol. But so you gather all of these materials, and it's quite a bit. And what you're going to do is preferably build this up in the ocean. You're going to find a nice little spot, and you're going to go up to Y250. So that's roughly 3 odd stacks of blocks. And as you can see, we don't have scaffolding. So we did it the old-fashioned way here. We're going to go just, break our wrists placing nearly 3 stacks of blocks. You know, getting a nice wrist workout. My fingers are jacked. And as you can see, the view gets better and better and better as you go up and up. Basically, so the whole reason for this giant tower up to 250 is because the higher you up in the world, the better the spawn rates, because obviously we're not loading the chunks underneath us. And preferably if you can build it in like an ocean or like how we have it, a lake style. That way there's no land mass that the creepers can go and spawn on and slow down your rates. And so I did build this wrong here at first. You're actually supposed to just leave the chest on level 250, not 251 like I did. Like a goof. And you might be reason. I'm actually narrating this because tutorials, not my jam, guys. I'm going to practice, but not this one. This one's a little too important. So then after you build up to 250, get your chest on, you build this 9x9 platform of hoppers to collect all of your stonks of gunpowder. And let me tell you, it's going to be a lot. You're gonna enjoy the profit, and you become rich with gunpowder and build all the rockets and TNT you'll ever need. So yeah. All right. So once you're done here, and you get built up, you're actually gonna build a tube, like a big old fall shaft, I guess you could call it, and totally ignore all of this. This was totally wrong. Don't do what I just do here, because then you're not gonna actually have a place to hit the creepers. So then you're going to go around and you're going to build this tube around these hoppers, and it's going to go up 19 blocks from 250. So it's like roughly 271-ish, somewhere in there. And yeah, that's where you're going to start. You're going to build up to that height, and then that's where the actual creeper farm and stuff is going to start being built. But yeah, so you just go around, place blocks. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so then when you get up to this height, this is where you're going to build the water, like the pads that push the creepers to the center to fall down. So you go ahead and put some stairs here. Basically, this is going to help the creepers fall when they get pushed. Don't understand the mechanics, how it works, but it does. So then you go 2 blocks out from the center here, and then you build them out and connect them. Don't fill in the corners, because the corners you're going to end up raising, and that's where you're going to put the water. So you go around, build all these platforms, and it's surprisingly easy, but also like really time consuming. You never realize how like methodical these things are. And yeah, it's really fun though, as you can see. So then you're going to get something that looks like this, and you're like, oh wow, we're done. Psych. And this was me just taking a break, looking at the video. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our fence gates. And again, I had to check the video, make sure for sure. But real easy. Go ahead and just put on some temporary blocks. Look at yourself because you're like, and make sure you climb back up because I forgot my fence gates like a noob. And then, yeah, I just make a very long climb. Use my massively big arms to climb the ladders because I'm jacked from building up 250 odd blocks. Grab you some more resources because you will need trapdoors for the next part. But since I don't have an elytra, did the old-fashioned build a ladder. Yeah, that ladder becomes my best friend. I have to keep going down so many times. Anyways, so go ahead and put some invisible temporary blocks. I believe this is due to Optifine, but put some temporary blocks, and then go ahead and place your fence gates, but don't put the one in the middle. You don't need that one. I accidentally put it there, and then I have to look like a noob and recollect it. So don't do that. But then, once you get them all in, go ahead and open them all. I like to open them all the same direction because I have OCD, but you can literally open them all in any direction. And then you double check your video because you need to make sure. And then, right here, you put up your corners like so. So these blocks that are going up, that's where the actual water is going to flow down. So, again, check your video, make sure you're doing it correct. Like triple check it, make sure. And then come back, and then this is going to build like a little wall along the outside of these here, which is going to contain the water. So you go up, and this wall is going to end up being 5 blocks tall. And I made them out of wood because I'm like, I need to know where my boundaries are. So yeah, you just do that, and then we go from there. All right, so once we got our 5 block tall walls built around the water flowy thing, you make a complicated infinite water. You break the same block, and then you realize you need to put it back. And then you fill in your infinite water. Wrong the first time, of course, it's natural. And then you go ahead and just put water all along those little corner blocks. And they're going to flow all towards the center. And if you do what I did, it's actually going to be kind of jacked up at the first part, and you're going to have to redo a lot of it because I didn't really have anywhere to put the infinite water. So fill up your buckets, make sure you got enough, and then just block off those there, clean up, and then you're like, oh shoot, my water is wrong. And then you put a water bucket. If you just put them black, you put them back, they just fill themselves out, and then you make yourself a nice little pathway. Granted, if you did this correctly the first time, you literally could have scaffolding, and it would have been a lot easier. So now you go around here, and you're going to make a 9x3 platform along all of these. And these are going to be where the actual creepers themselves spawn, because, we got to give them a chance to come into the world, to be executed. So yeah, you just build them out. Don't connect them. They don't need a touch or anything. And yeah. Later on, you're going to actually see that I put on some carpet here in a minute. And that's going to help avoid spiders. And as I'm filming this, I've been AFKing at this farm. And I forgot to put some carpet somewhere, so I occasionally get some string. So if you want some string, it's also a good way to do that. So yeah, these are just the platforms. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. And you're going to build it out on all four sides. And this is the fact that if you build this up higher, you just build these platforms over and over and over, because this farm is modular, so you can add on to it and be as tall as you want. So yeah, we just go ahead and move to the next step. All right, so once we got it all like this, we're going to place 2 temporary blocks, and then a permanent block, and then another temporary block, and then like the perfect block, as I call it. The perfect block is where the snow golems are going to actually stand. And a point of reference. As you build this, you're going to want to get the snow golems in as you build, which I'll explain in the next section, because I did it post building the creeper farm, and it was impossible to get them in there. So the next step here is to build these up just so you have more spawning space, because you need as much spawning space as you can get. Then you're going to go ahead and put some stuff here after you check your video to get reference, which I think I stand here for heavens, like 30 seconds long. And you just go about here and you realize you don't have your fences. So you go and collect those. All right, and then once you came back with your actual fences, you're going to jump to this block here. You're going to hesitate because you're terrible at parkour. And then you're going to look at your inventory and you're going to almost cry, but then you realize you brought them up. So then you're going to build a little holding cell for the snow golem. And actually, when I was originally recording this before the voiceover, I kept calling them iron golems because I think I'm blind, and snow and iron apparently look the same to me in this game. So yeah, you just build this nice little box where that stone brick is that I just broke. That's where you'll place your snow and your pumpkin head, and then your Mr. Snow Golem is imprisoned. The next step is to place buttons on those 4 floating blocks, just so the creepers don't spawn there and wreck everything and cause you immense trouble, because creepers are known to do that. The next thing is to build the trickery path, as I like to call it. Don't do it that way. You're going to have to jump back and forth so that you can put the trapdoor on both edges of the block. Basically what that does is when the creeper gets hit by the snowball, he's like, hey bro, why'd you hit me with that? And he tries to run at the snow golem, and then they fall down to the water and then fall to your collection where you kill them for trying to attack your snow golems. And yeah, so you just do that along all 4 edges so that you can, any direction those creepers come, they're just going to be like, I'm coming for you, bro. And then they get fallen, and then you get to make profit off of their misery. And again, don't goof it up, because I tend to goof. And then, yeah, so that part's complete. The next step will be building the actual, room of the creepers. All right, so this section here. So what we're going to be building is, the little, I don't want to say dark rooms, but, the spawning covers so that the creepers have dark space. Okay, they're dark. They're mini dark rooms, all right? We'll just call them that. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go alongside the entire edge of these platforms, and then you're just going to build around. You're just going to make this nice little wall. You don't want no creepers walking off the other side, because creepers are kind of dumb. Okay, that's actually a lie. I think creepers are probably one of the smartest mobs in this game because, man, they just sneak up on you, they track you, and then they're like, there's my prey. Oh, and then once you like look at it, you're like, oh, you know what? That'd look more aesthetic. Let's go break these things because we're going to totally look up at this monolith floating in our sky and notice the smallest little detail that the corners are filled in. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just one of those like weird things in Minecraft. If you've been playing for a long time, you're always like, it needs to look aesthetic. Oh man, if you guys can remember the first time you ever played this game, you had your weird tall cobblestone cubes with a little bit of wood to spice it up. Those were the days. Those were the days before fancy blocks were added to the game. Yeah. Oh yeah, you remember in one of the episodes on my channel, I mentioned that I've been playing for nearly 10 years. Yeah, I have actually hit my 10-year day, actually, which would be October 28th, which I found a little Snapchat memory. Yeah, good thing for technology. Okay, so where I'm placing these little wool carpets is actually in a specific pattern to where spiders will not spawn in these little dark rooms. But like I said earlier, I forget sometimes where I put it, and I'm not going to go back and fix it. So if you do want spiders, don't place the wool. So yeah, you just put it in this like every other pattern, and it like blocks spiders because they're kind of chunky. They need a 2x2 area to spawn. And then you grab your building block of choice. And again, I should mention that it doesn't have to be stone brick. Make it look cool. Actually, I had a whole idea to make it like creeper themed, but I didn't have enough blocks, and I really need the XP because I really want to go get an elytra and some shulker boxes because I want to build statues. So yeah, now we're just building out a way to block out the sun so that the creepers can come out and feel safe because they're like, oh, there's no sun. Granted that the creepers don't burn in sunlight. I think that's kind of funny that you need to do this, but because creepers can spawn in the day, I think, right? Because they're always outside. I don't know. But yeah, you just go along, and basically what this is also a roof, but it's also the floor for the next spawning pad. As mentioned, this is modular, and in this episode, I build it up 5 blocks, like 5 layers tall. And again, you got to check your video, make sure your reference is correct. And then the best part, placing trapdoors. You're like, oh, great, this creeper farm doesn't have trapdoors? Nope, it does. Because what is a creeper farm without a bajillion trapdoors? Really, and the reason for the trapdoors is because creepers are smaller than zombies and skeletons, and they can only fit, as I demonstrate there. They can only fit in there. Like, they'll only spawn there. You won't get skeletons or zombies because they're too tall. So this is definitely designed for our short kings because that's what we want. So yeah, and make sure that you basically just cover your entire spawning platforms, and then just go along, shorten up this, and make sure you open all your trapdoors every single time because you forget to hit shift because that's part of the process, guys. Always remember, open the trapdoors. You have to, because if you don't, you're not crafting it up right. Anywho, so yeah, go ahead and do this over and over. Your wrist starts to hurt, and you complain, and then you question your reasoning for playing this awesome game. And once you're completed with this, you just build it up, and you repeat this process again for as many levels as you want, and then you'll have a creeper farm. Just make sure you have enough snow and pumpkins on hand. But yeah, so that's really all to it. So if you follow these steps, you will have an amazing creeper farm, get lots of gunpowder, get some experience, you can enchant some armor, and yeah. I hope you guys love my little ghost voiceover. I really enjoy doing these types of videos. So, yeah. And that is our little tutorial. So, I have finally finished up the creeper farm here. And just want to show you, take a look here. Also, let's see if I can even see it. Okay, so from there, just right about like 70, 80 blocks that way, there's a mountain where I gathered snow and pumpkins. Because if you look down here, this is what it's supposed to look like. You're going to have 5 snowmen stacked on top of each other. The creepers are going to spawn on these platforms. And yeah, also I'm going to recommend that you put the snowmen in as you build because I put them in after and it was very hard to actually build them. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a little helpful hint from your boy Grizz is put these in while you build your farm. But on that note, guys, I'm going to call it an episode here. Yeah, this one took a little bit of time to actually film because we had some exciting stuff happen in my life. So I'm just so grateful for you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next weekend. Bye.